Good. Oh, the blue light is crazy tonight. Good evening, good Friday evening, or Saturday morning for some people in the world, I guess. Welcome to the House of Flux. Come on in, get out of the cold or hot, I guess, if you're from down under because the cycles are reversed. But, anyways, come on in, come hang out. We're here to chill and have a good time tonight. Happy Friday. And right out of the gate, holy cow, MLS making Life Simple Network with a $50 super chat. Thank you so much. Thank you for your service to our country. Well, you are welcome. It hurt. My back hurts. It was my pleasure, and it was something I would gladly do again for the people in this country, not for the anybody in power in the government. Fuck the government. But for you people, I would gladly do it again because I love all of you guys. Let's see. And again, thank you. Thank you for that $50 super chat. I appreciate you. When are we going to do another stream together? Let me know. I still need to watch that. I still gotta do that. That's something. Yeah, I still have to do that. Marloka in the house, what's up? Project Metal Music, excited utterance. What's up, girl? See, you were in the down under, so it's hot there, right? Like it's the summertime now, or it's getting to be summertime because you guys are upside down. Tia Nina in the house. What's up, Rosalind Duke and Uncle Buck in the house. Hello, fellow mother fluxers. Happy Veterans Day. Thank you. I did let Mrs. Flux know that you said Happy Veterans Day. Love you. Thanks, Tammy. And Rosalind Duke with a two. Sorry, I'm ahead of myself. I'm at a point where like my brain is moving faster than my mouth can mouth words. All the words. All the words. Yes, you get it. You're in my brain before I'm even in my brain. I didn't even read what it said. Yes, all the words. Met for 2 months. Thank you so much, Rosalind. I appreciate the support. Excited parent says it's almost summer. I'm still cold. Guys, for the first time today, like for the real first time, it was cold and I could see my breath and I'm like, no, no, no. I hate the cold. I am, I think in a former life, I was probably a lizard, or I might be a lizard person and I just don't know it yet because I need the heat to move. I need the heat to move and I need the heat to live. And it's just like, oh, the heat. Give me all the heat. And Mara Loca with a $10 super sticker. Thank you. Or the pear. That's not a pineapple. It's a pear. On Flux. It's a pear. Thank you so much for the pear that says thank you. Well, again, it was my pleasure to serve. Um, it hurt a lot, but my pleasure for you beautiful people. And the dance, I love that little pear. That little blue pear, that's like one of my favorite super stickers because it's just so cute and little. Um, wow, the blue light really is hitting my glasses pretty bad. Because my glasses have like the blue light tint to like help with because I work behind a computer all day and then come sit behind a desk and talk to you guys. So yeah, but what's up? How's everybody doing? For those of you who weren't here last week, we started to do a rewind of the year. What I like to do, I like to go back just this year and see all the major shit that happened just this year alone. Like, holy shit. I started to go through in the beginning stages of my channel. I was going through 2020 and it was like, oh yeah, remember when that happened? Oh yeah, remember when that happened? And it's like, yeah, we have to remember this stuff because they're trying to make us forget. And we can't forget this stuff because Oh, Lord. We cannot let history repeat itself, if you ask me. And excuse me, I need a beautiful hip extra break. I still think they should sponsor me. There's like, I don't know, in all the streams that I've done, maybe 5 that I don't have an actual Pib Extra with me. It is the soda of champions. Mhm. Swan Lake lady in the house. Uh, where did it go? Thank you for your service, Flux. I will definitely pass, it along to Mrs. Flux. Yep, definitely not sponsored yet. Not sponsored yet. Um, what's that stuff? It's like Dr. Pepper, but extra and better. Um, I think it started off as like a knockoff Dr. Pepper, but because it's like I describe it as Dr. Pepper with, like, extra syrup and less, like, carbonated water. Like, it's double the dose of the flavoring, essentially, in my opinion. Uh, or also known as artificially flavored spicy cherry soda. It's a spicy. It's not just cherry soda, it's spicy cherry soda. It's the only thing spicy I can take. Um, Val, I sent you a link. What are you doing? It's still knockoff Dr. Pepper. It 100% is. It's still knockoff Dr. Pepper, but in my opinion, way better than Dr. Pepper. And I had a Dr. Pepper last week, and I'm not gonna lie, it was kind of gross. It was gross. Rosalind Duke with a 1999 super chat. Thank you so much. Did my first live. It was a total shite show. LOL. Dyslexia and overdrive. Appreciate you. It's friendship day, so let's rewind. Oh, it's friendship day. That's awesome. Thank you so much for the super chat. And yeah, my first live was I don't remember. I think I just did a little one, like dip my toes in and be like, "Is this okay? Am I going to drown?" Uh, and yeah, I really especially when you're trying to keep up with chat, if you're dyslexic at all, it makes it almost impossible because 'cause you're trying to, like, skim read, and then your dyslexia kicks in on top. I feel you, girl. I feel you. Thank you so much for the super chat. Excited utterance, Dr. Pepper tastes like Vegemite does to you guys. See, I've never actually had Vegemite, so I can't say that. I can only say, from the people my American counterparts, they say that it's kind of not exactly appealing. However, I've never tried it myself, so I am no authority on whether or not Vegemite is good or gross. Uh, I'm smoking. Man, got a cigarette. Or are you smoking? 'Cause in that case, ayy. Billy Aoki, 5-month super chat, 5-month membership. Thank you so much with a mushroom. Not sure how I'm supposed to take that. I think it's cute. It's a very cute mushroom. It reminds me of like Super Mario. But I'm not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing or a double entendre. Um, so I'm not sure. But without any further ado, I remember that one time, I don't know how many of you were there, but Mrs. Flux and I got into an argument whether it's without any further ado or uh, without any further to do. It was a whole thing. I like calling it a 5-month member super chat. I think I'm gonna start calling 5-month member super chats. Oh, yeah. So again, for the people who weren't here last week, we went through the first 3 months of this year, uh, January, February, and March. There was the whole spy balloon thing, there was the whole, train derailment in East Palestine. There was a lot. There was a lot that went on in the first 3 months of this year alone. My mic is struggling. I wonder if it's the wrong mic. Hang on. Uh, settings. My camera's working, so that's good. Yeah, it says that's the right microphone, I think. Is this any how about better? Better 1, better 2? Uh, my mic is struggling. Thank you. I don't know what is wrong with my this mic is a terrible mic, and I need a new one. The connection where the wire plugs into the mic is a little loose, and so the wire falls out because it's not secure in the mic. Oh, that's way worse? Oh, no! I can't do a restart. Okay, so my PC will be ready soon. We, uh, buy parts. We have to buy a few more computer parts. Um, what? Literally, how else look, literally, the wire plugs into the microphone. This wire and this microphone. I don't know if you get this wire right here plugs into the bottom of the microphone like this. But the hole is too loose, so it falls out. It's an accurate representation of the mic and the wire. Moving on. I love you guys. Thank you for putting up with me. Um, I'm gonna have to figure out this mic issue, but again, uh, it has to do probably with the mic itself as well as I'm using a laptop. We're waiting on a few more. Um, we need we need to buy a few more computer parts, but computer parts aren't exactly uh cheap. They're not so cheap. They're kind of expensive. So, you kind of gotta take it in strides a little bit. Um, Val says, I hate when it's too loose. That's what she said. Yeah, yeah. Um, so it will be as soon because like we still have to buy. I think there's a few more wiring pieces that she needs, and then we have to buy the operating system. Which the operating system, I thought that would be like the cheapest part, but it's not. It's soft. Like of course, the operating system is going to be expensive. Um, so yeah. So, anyways, back to where I was. I will work on the mic while we're going through this a little bit. Um, I got so derailed. I derailed myself there. That wasn't even like you guys. I full on ADD'd myself right there. All right, let me pull up this thing. Oh, that is too big. That's what she said. You know what? That's fine. It's zoomed in, but we're gonna roll with it. Um, let's see. Where are I need to share the screen. Let me see, and this isn't going to be a super long stream. We're probably just gonna get through maybe April and May tonight because at 10 p.m. Eastern, I will be over with Mom Megan Fox. And we're going to be doing part 2 of the dependency trial, which we all are so grateful that Maya received some justice, that Maya Kowalski and Jack Kowalski and Kyle Kowalski, that they received a little bit. I mean, it's not, they'll never have their mother back, but they got almost vindication, I guess. So it's gonna be a little, it's horribly sad. It will be sad, but it, going into this knowing that she's justified and the jury, like, yeah, we're giving her all the money, all the monies. I think there'll be a little better. So, um, let us get on with it. Wow, that blue light really, or that, I gotta figure out how to fix that with the whole glasses thing, because I could do it without my glasses. But now I can't read anything. Rosalind Duke says, "Hell yes, besties." Is that? Hold on. Yeah, that, my eyesight is. Oh, hell yes, justice. Yes. Well, this is why I need my glasses because I can't see nothing. I mean, I can see big objects, but I can't see anything tiny. Alright, we're moving on. Let's pull up April 2023. Present this window. Where are you? There you are. Boom. Is there a blue light filter setting for the monitor? I have to use it on my, hmm, let me check that. I wonder if I can check that. See, okay, here's the thing, guys. I'm 32. So, I'm just young enough to where I was like, when the technology boom happened, I was right there. Like, all the new video games, all the new consoles. I have since now reached the age where when it comes there, it's a switch or something. It's like you reach a certain age and then technology just becomes foreign to you. And it's like, "Wait, no, I used to know how to do all this stuff. I used to know everything, and now all of a sudden I know nothing." And I don't even, blue light. It has a night light. No, it just wants to give me a night light. We'll work on that later. Smoke them if you got them. Not yet. Not yet. We're just getting started. Holy cow, we're almost 20 minutes in and we're just getting started. Oh Lord. All right. So, April 2023. Let's take a look back and see what's happened this year. I don't really remember anything super exciting. NASA, April 3rd, NASA announces 4 astronauts for 2024 Artemis. I forgot about that. There's supposed to be a 2024 Artemis 2 mission, lunar mission around the moon. You think they're gonna tell us what's on the dark side of the moon or send us pictures or something? Because I'm not convinced that there isn't a giant ass spaceport on the dark side of the moon or something. I forgot that we were gonna do a lunar mission, so that's pretty cool. Oh, look, Finland officially joins NATO at a ceremony in Brussels, becoming the 31st Jesus. And you wonder why Russia was like, "Fuck you!" Again, it's terrible, but look at this. becoming the 31st member and doubling NATO's border with Russia. You push a dog into a fucking corner and he's gonna fucking snap at you. I know sorry with my language, but are you serious? Like, we had rules and it's beautiful. Beautiful. My friends, I need everybody to welcome my good friend, Mrs. Valhalla Waits.
Hi.
Oh, hold on. I need to put on headphones. I don't have headphones on.
God damn it, Flux.
Oh, it's these stupid.
You had one job.
I hate these headphones. All right.
Hi. How are you? You can't hear me yet, can you?
I know. I had one job and I messed it up, and I'm like, you're here. Hi. How are you doing? Let me pull this down for a second.
I think I'm okay.
You think you're okay?
Been a rough couple of days.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
It's okay. It's not like serious. It's just been rough.
Yeah, I feel that. I feel that. It's been a rough week, but happy almost Veterans Day battle.
Almost. We got like 4 hours left.
I know.
Still the stupid Marine's birthday. God.
Yeah, but it's kind of fun because this year it's like we're almost getting 2 days.
Almost. They are for sure.
Bastards. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Crayon eating sons of bitches.
Oh, my goodness. So I don't know if you saw the picture that I posted on Twitter of the bundle of sticks my friend gave me.
That was funny.
That was my Marine buddy at work. He's a former Marine.
My buddy Chris the plumber. There's no such thing as a former Marine, ma'am. They're always Marines.
I thought we say because
once a Marine, always a Marine.
Well, he's no longer an active Marine.
He
works at the place I work.
He's still a Marine. He's going to get mad at you. Hey, Project Metal Music.
They eat crayons. They're fine.
Yeah. That's every time I see something about it today, anywhere, I've been commenting, crayons for all.
Yeah. And this dude, we always go back and forth, and he gives me he always comes at me with like dad jokes because he's probably old enough to be my dad, and he calls me his work daughter, but like he always gives me the bestest and dirtiest jokes and shit, and I'm like, yes. But yeah. So do you ever go out on Veterans Day and get like the free food and stuff?
No, never.
There's one place. It's called Mission Barbecue, and they have like the best barbecue. It's like, especially up here, kind of more on the north of the south side.
Challenge accepted when you come down. Whenever you come down, we're doing. Well,
I'm saying where I am in Maryland, it's like the best barbecue. Hold on,
nobody in Maryland knows how to make barbecue. That's the silliest damn thing I've ever heard.
Get this. Veteran owned, run by vets.
Okay.
So I have to put in my other headphones. Hold on.
Oh, God.
Those ones, I couldn't hear through the beanie. And then, like, I can't take the beanie off because I can't not have a hat on.
What? Can't the earphones count as a hat?
No,
you still owe me. You owe me.
I have a big forehead.
Your hair, like, did up. So do I.
I don't like my forehead, so I always wear a hat.
Jada Pinkett Smith forehead, that's for sure.
Oh Lord, no kidding. Hold on a second. Murph's Turf with a $49.99 super chat. Holy shit. Thank you so much. Thank you both for your service and sacrifice. It's a tough job, and I'm glad I didn't have to do it, but really, thank you. You know what, Murph's Turf? You are welcome. And it's what, for me, it was like, not everybody can do this. There are some people that just can't, but I think I could, and I want to. For me, it was my drive to protect the people that I loved. So I'm like, I want to do this for you. So it's something, you're welcome, guys. I wanted to do this for you.
I just wanted to pay for college. I'm not that self-sacrificing. I just wanted to pay for college, and I knew that it wasn't going to happen any other way. So there I went.
See, and that's like part of it was I really needed to get away from like my parental units.
Sure.
And so I'm like, ever since I was young, I was like, I'm going to join the army one day.
I think I kind of was too. Like I always was destined for something in that realm. I was looking at the Coast Guard first, though.
Gay.
Yeah. And then I looked at the Marines for a little bit, and then the recruiter. I hated the recruiter from the Marines. He was a dick. So I went over to the Army, and that recruiter was awesome.
Nice. Did all of your recruiters always try to take you out to dinner and stuff all the time?
No. I made my Army recruiter come to house parties with me when I was in high school. It was not legal. It was not legal at all.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure because, like, you know, I was a 19-year-old female. They wanted to make sure I wasn't underweight. So,
they were trying to smash. That's all.
Almost every recruiter in that office was like, "We gotta get you fed. Let's take you out somewhere." I'm like, "Okay, I like food."
Oh, a lot of them did that. I think that was a tactic, if you will, a recruiting.
I think so, and I think it was a tactic to make sure that I wouldn't like skip out either.
Yeah, they wanted to keep
I was a young female, and you know they'd be like, "No, she already enlisted. Don't let her like not sign up." Dark Lotus, comrades, happy Veterans Day. Happy Veterans Day to you as well. I should have brought a drink to toast.
Go get a drink. Go get a drink. Go get a drink and do your hair in Princess Leia buns real quick. It'll take 3 minutes. Guaranteed. You'll be fine.
So I have a mini bottle of Maker's Mark. So
that's not bad.
It's not bad.
My old man drank Maker's Mark.
Huh?
My old man drank Maker's Mark.
Oh, nice. See, I was never a whiskey person. You know, I'm Polish, so I'm a vodka person.
Vodka.
I'm like vodka all day. But then when I went to Houston and had like amazing whiskey with like Jeff and Ozzy and Chandler, I was like, I gotta start drinking whiskey. I like whiskey.
Rakeda gave me a glass of whiskey in Nashville that like I was drinking it, right? And I'm not a whiskey guy at all. I don't care for it. It usually makes my tummy not feel so good.
Oh.
So I drank, you know, a couple sips of it, and I was like, bro, I can't do it. And I poured it back in the bottle.
Do you do alcohol?
No, I get in trouble when I do alcohol. Yeah.
Wow.
I tend to sleepwalk a lot when I drink alcohol. And that never goes well.
Is that correlated?
I don't know. It is for me.
Because I'm kind of wondering, my mind might be blown because, like, I used to sleepwalk like a motherfucker.
When you were drinking vodka all the time?
I used to drink all the time. And I stopped, like sleepwalking pretty much around the time that I stopped drinking.
The last time I did it was recently. And actually, I think it was Jeff's Effort Friday when Nick doxed my name. Yeah, that night.
Did you?
Nick did. He doxed my first name. No, it's whatever. I made a big deal out of it though, right? I was going off the handle. And that night I sleepwalked and tried to like, Miss Wahala woke me up and she's like, "What are you doing?" As I'm opening the window to our bedroom. Like I was about to jump out the window, apparently.
Nice.
No idea.
See, when I sleepwalk, I don't go through, like, I won't open or use my hands. So if a door's shut, I won't go through it or anything like that. So that was always a good thing. However, in basic training and AIT, when you're in like open dorms and like just an open bay, it can get interesting and people try and come talk to you and like talk to you about a conversation you had the night prior. And you're like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" And they're like, "The conversation we had, you were just standing in the bathroom staring at yourself in the mirror." You didn't. You were just staring at yourself in the mirror, and then we started talking. I'm like, you just started talking to me. Like it's the middle of the night, and I'm standing in the bathroom just staring at myself in the mirror, and you decide to have a conversation with me.
Well, most people don't sleepwalk, Flux. It's not a normal thing. I mean,
that's fair. But
and actually, in the infantry, you can't sleepwalk. If they find out you sleepwalk and you're in the infantry, you either get a new job or they kick you out.
I can see why that would be an issue.
Yeah, big issue.
Yeah,
big issue.
Yeah, but like
that was always like, my bad.
No, go.
That was always one of the big things in basic training. Like everybody, talked and like rumored about sleepwalking. Dudes would get freaked out. They're like, I have in the past. Like, I hope it doesn't happen in basic training. Blah 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 blah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know that about the Army.
It might have just been barracks bullshit too. I don't really know, to be honest with you, but it was a big thing.
It could. I mean, it's definitely my absolute favorite source of information. The PNN, the private news network.
Accurate.
For those of you who don't know, the PNN is the private news network, and that's just pretty much all the gossip from the lower enlisted. Like, oh yeah, this, and it's just all the rumors and gossip going around. But it is a great source of education.
Your first introduction to the PNN is at MEPS, not MEPS, but the what's the training facility you go to before basic training?
MEPS.
So MEPS is like your local office that ships you to basic training, and then you get there and they put you in a holding unit for a little bit.
I almost said intake.
30th AG, I think, is what mine was in Benning.
In processing.
Yeah. So when you go
in processing,
before you can start it's not like you fly directly into your basic training, guys. You get down there and you have to like get all your equipment issued and all of your uniforms, and then they get you a group. So you get shut up, dog.
I was going to say, is somebody singing in your house?
She hears something or thinks she sees something. I don't know what the problem is. Or I'm about to get robbed, and then I'm going to have to mute my camera for a minute and go have some fun.
Heyo.
It is Veterans Day. But they take you down to this place, and it starts there. Like, you get information from everybody that's been there for 2 weeks, and they know the deal because they heard the deal from the people that have been there for 2 weeks before that. Intake, yeah, AP, basically.
Yeah, it's kind of like intake. We call it in processing because you're you're being in processed into the Army.
She's still growling. I don't know what she thinks she sees.
Maybe there's a bobcat.
Not likely.
Also, this specific shot glass, I don't think there's any way where I could show it where you guys could see it's got it because it's like etched in it. It's the it's my old unit from when I was stationed at Bliss.
Nice.
Iron Thunder Field Artillery. And these were... Oh, I didn't even realize the back. So these were from our St. Barb's Ball. Which, holy shit! That's why that was so fucking familiar. Holy shit. All right. So, for those of you who don't know, we've been watching sorry, this is going to be so sidetracked and off topic. We've been watching the Maya trial, right? Well, that was very condescending the way I said right. I didn't mean to say it with that tone. I haven't been
watching it. Stop yelling at me, Flux. I watched some of it. Leave me alone.
Well, no. So I think it was Jeff had gone on to Megan's stream yesterday. And they said something like, oh, the patron saint of ketamine. Who's the patron saint of ketamine? And then Megan looked up the patron saint of, like, I think it was long suffering or like some severe pain.
Yeah, ketamine's like 15,
well, so minutes, I looked it up and there is no patron saint of ketamine. However, the patron saint of anesthesia is Saint Barbara. Which I'm like, no wonder that was familiar. And I don't know how I feel about it being in the field artillery, it's the St. Barbara's Ball, where she's
probably the patron saint of more things than just
she
anesthesia.
She absolutely is, but I just think it's kind of funny that I just talked about her yesterday, and I'm like, I forgot that St. Barb was one that we celebrated. Because it has something to do with like field artillery and I don't remember something history of the unit, huh?
Big loud booms.
Yeah, history of like whatever. So it's the St. Barbara's Day or St. Barbara's Ball that we would go like that was our big ball every year for Christmas and stuff. You know how like they do Christmas balls. So this was December 13th, 2013. Holy shit. This was
so much older than you.
Well, this was from 10 years ago, and I was this when I was in the service.
Yeah.
10 years ago.
I got out in 2007. I feel old.
Oh, that I keep forgetting that somehow, even though I think you're like 35, you're like 92 or something.
Yeah, pretty close. I'll be 40 next summer. This next summer.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Your proof age is just a number, sir.
Tell that's all the gray in my beard.
You're like the gray, and then like you try and get up, and you're like, crunch.
Yeah,
crackle.
You think my chair makes noise? No, that's my spine.
Nope, that's all that is. Me.
Yep. Yeah.
Oh yeah. But my friend, my battle buddy, it's good to share a drink with you today. Happy Veterans Day, Battle.
Same.
I really enjoyed so much of my time service. However, I also resented so much of my time in the service. I think this is turning into a veteran stream, which is totally fine.
Well, you know what? We were supposed to do one tomorrow, as you reminded me today. I had no clue. I forgot all about it. But I guess we'll just do it now. We'll do it live. We'll do it live.
We'll do it. We're doing it live. I gotta change I'll change the description in a second. But I think I can do it. I can do it live.
You can. It's not even that hard. It's up in the top right corner of StreamYard. You can do it.
Yeah, I didn't even realize it.
It's not that hard, Flux.
That's what she said.
You have way more streaming hours than me. How do you not know this yet?
I was saying right before you came in, I'm right at that. Oh, why won't it let me edit it? Save changes.
It did. It shows up on my StreamYard. Happy Veterans Day with Val.
Okay, cool. Then we're good. We're doing that.
It'll take a minute to get there, but it'll get there.
But I forgot what I was saying. But happy Veterans Day.
Thanks. You too.
And so there's so much of, the service, my time in the service, because I was in for about 10 years. And so much of it is just like, that's a big chunk of time, and trying to like think, it's just a big chunk of time for your life.
It sure
is.
That's
literally that was 1/3 of my life.
Well, thus far.
Up until this point. The Army was 1/3 of my life thus far. And I feel like it kind of really stunted me as an adult, because I feel like my body just got older and older and older, and my brain was like, wait, they didn't teach us how to be an adult. What do? We just follow. Like, what do we do? Like, wait, what about insurance and
That's interesting. That's interesting because so like I felt this more on deployments than when I was just in, right? But it's almost like when you deploy, the rest of the world is on pause. Or no, I'm sorry, I said that backwards. It's like your life is on pause. I said that backwards.
Yeah.
And the rest of the world is continuing, but your life is just on pause, right?
Yeah.
So when you get back from deployment, you're expecting things to be the way that you remember them, but an entire year and a half almost has elapsed, and it's like it's jolting. It's jolting to the psyche.
100%. So, I went on a quote goodwill deployment to Europe in 2017, where it's like show of force to Russia back then.
Yeah.
Which we did a bunch of NATO exercises, which were cool as fuck. So that was cool.
That would be.
But like for about a year, we left at the beginning or mid-February and got back December. And it's like, one, for me, my Mrs. Flux was so I mean, while you're on deployment, if it's just you and your spouse, you can potentially make a good amount of money and save a good amount of money.
Yeah.
And so while I was on my deployment was when Mrs. Flux bought our first house. And so, you know, which I totally love.
Smart, at least. I didn't do anything. I bought a car once and a motorcycle.
I played it so. I was like, because we were in a shitty apartment when we left, and I knew for a fact we're buying a house, we're moving. I'm like, I don't want to be here to move. I hate moving. Moving sucks. I don't want to do this. And so after a few months, when we were making a decent amount of money, because Mrs. Flex had also gotten a new and better job literally at the same time that I deployed.
For those that don't know, by the way, when you deploy, they pay you a significant amount more money. So you have your base pay when you're in garrison or back on base, garbage, and then when you deploy,
they fucked us over hard though. Like that's a whole other story I'll get into in a second.
They strip you of your cola?
Huh?
Your cola? They take your cola away when you're gone?
No, dude. They fucked us so hard where they're like, here, we're giving you like BAH and BAS. And then halfway through the deployment, they're like, just kidding. We weren't supposed to be giving you BAS or BAH, so we're going to take it all back. Oh, wait, but just kidding. We're going to keep giving it to you and keep paying it to you throughout the rest of the deployment so that when you get back from the deployment, you have this massive like $10,000, $15,000 debt on your ERB every fucking month you're slowly trying to pay down on your reserve pay.
Oh, no.
It was bad, dude. It was so fucking bad. And for those of us who were smart, like
so we're using acronyms that a lot of people don't know. So in the military, you have different categories of pay. COLA that I referenced is cost of living allowance. Doesn't really matter. What she's talking about is BAH or BAS, basic allowance for housing or basic allowance for
I thought it was sustenance or supplies.
Something along those lines. Yeah. But you only get BAH if you don't live on base, right? So if you're living in the barracks, you don't get BAH. But if you live in a house somewhere, then you would be able to collect BAH payment. If they're giving it to you for 6 months and then they decide that you never qualified for it, they expect their money back. And it's the government, so they're going to get their money back.
Mm-hmm. And they're going to get it back when they want it. Mm-hmm. And so
you will never collect another check until it's paid off.
So we deployed in 2017 and got back in December of 2017. Right?
Okay.
I got out of the Army in 2020. From that December of 2017, I did not see another payment from the Army until I got out in 2020.
I wouldn't have. I would have not. They would have not liked me.
But here's the thing. The thing. Every time we got paid that, I pulled that money and put it into a separate account.
You're so smart, Flux.
Well, we knew what was coming. Our first sergeant was like, this is what's going to happen. You need to, I mean, not everybody took. I liked, when it comes to finances, I can't remember what percentage, but I am percentage Jewish, guys. So like, I'm good with my finances, or I try to be, or I try to, I'm trying to be smarter.
It's in her blood, y'all. It's in her blood.
It's in my blood. I try to be a little smarter, right? So I saved all that. So every time that I went to drill and, we got the pay stub and it was zero because of all the deductions, I took that money out of that savings account and I paid myself. And I'm like, I'm still getting paid from the Army, but it's money that they weren't supposed to give me 2 years ago that I'm paying to myself now.
Why didn't you just pay off the debt?
You can't. You cannot call, because we tried. We tried to call my pay or whatever it was at the time. I don't remember, but it was like whatever. We tried to pay it off, but they said no. They couldn't do it that way. It had to be deductions. And so there were people who got out of the service in the time. Like there were some people that only had 6 months left on their contract getting back. And so they got out with a massive debt that they then had to repay through their taxes. Bro, it was so fucked up, and they did not give a shit about us. But over on the National Guard side, they got it taken care of because their state, we were there with some South Carolina units, and because they were National Guard, they were able to go into the state fund and pay all their soldiers and get those debts removed. But because we're the Army and we're the big federal government, they said, fuck you, bend over no lube.
Do you want to hear something horrible?
DFAS, thank you, John.
There you go.
Yeah.
Speaking of being Army and getting fucked over, when we deployed, both times that I deployed, I was on an Air Force base.
Oh, lucky.
Lucky bitch. The first time was pretty awesome because we were all just mixed. So for those that don't know, Air Force gets much more funding than the Army.
Air Force gets all the pretty fun things.
They have every amenity you can imagine on base in Iraq. They had I entered a Madden tournament in Iraq.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Yes. I also came in second place, I think, if I remember right. But just I got you.
I can't believe a Air Force didn't beat you because all they do is sit the chairs and they do the controllers with their drones.
I was pretty good at Madden though. So back to what I was trying to say. So the first time I was there was awesome, right? We were all kind of intermixed. It was really cool. The second time I went to the same base. And they split the base in half, and they wouldn't let us on the Air Force side of the base anymore. It was stupid, y'all. They kicked us out. We had then we had all of our shitty Army stuff again. It was bad.
See, and that's the thing. So a few people ruin it for everybody, and it's like
a bunch of rowdy Army guys got over there and ruined all the Air Force's shiny stuff. Because we used it.
They had the best gyms, the best defects. They had
a
everything.
Music room where you could go in and they had instruments. You could play instruments and record in the booth. They had a recording studio. It was wild, Flux. It was absolutely wild. They had awesome Army.
We had showers.
We did too in those little portable Connex things. We had a couple of those.
They were open bay showers.
Yep. Most of them were.
Yeah, no, the whole Europe deployment, it absolutely sucked a lot of dick because we were setting up a lot of the bases there because Poland wants to join NATO or whatever they're building up. And so they had the U.S. come in to start building up our bases there. So we didn't even we were eating T-rats. We didn't even have a real DFAC.
That sucks.
Because we were getting the T-rats from the not real DFAC, that's why we didn't get BAS. And it's this is...
I would have lost my shit.
I mean, my God.
We had steak and lobster every Thursday. On deployment. Every Thursday they did steak and lobster night. It's a different world, the Air Force.
See, and that's at least when you're deployed, they try to treat you a little better. When you're in a combat deployment.
Anyway.
Yeah. When you're in a combat deployment, they try to at least feed you well. Versus if you're in any other goodwill deployment, peacekeeping deployment, whatever, it's
somebody's got to eat those 30-year-old T-rats that are on the verge of expiring.
It's what? You have a roof over you. Oh, you don't have enough toilet paper? That's all right. I mean, and that's what really, truly, my deployment in 2017 was what prepped me for the no toilet paper pandemic of 2020. Because I'm like,
she's been stockpiling TP for decades.
I'm like, I know how this goes. I will not be caught without ever again. Ever again. I'm like, how is this supposed to be?
I need beer. Give me a second.
Yes. See, and that's
I can still hear you, by the way.
Okay, cool. John H. 2004. 3 meals and a place to sleep is all it was promised. But they don't even give you 3 meals. They give you 2 hots and then maybe an MRE if you're lucky. And it wasn't like it was so bad because like not only was it a deployment where it's like we were standing up a lot of the smaller bases, like it was a NATO thing, so we had to go out to the field to do exercises and like the field CP, like it was just so bad. It was bad. I mean, I will say going to the field in at the time when I first started out in Romania, and then by the end of the deployment I was in Poland. So I spent the first like 3 months in Romania, and then 3, 4, 5 months in Romania, and then spent the last few months in Poland. Romania was awesome because MK, I'm pretty sure it's MK Air Base. I'm pretty sure it's an Air Force. No. Yeah, I think it's an air base. Either way, they had it was the first time I ever had access to a 24-hour DFAC. It was amazing.
The 24-hour DFAC is nice. We got that on deployment. That's
oh
nice.
My God. It's literally the best because so as you know, we're deployed. We're in like totally different time zones. So for the first, few weeks and stuff, you're completely like wonked out because you're trying to adjust to the time zone, whatever. So, because like the way they were like temporary barracks type of things. So it's like in one room there was 2, 4, 6, 8 females, I believe, in our room. And like, 4 of us females were from the same unit. And so the 4 girls from our unit and then the 4 girls from the other unit were like, it would be like midnight or 1 a.m. and we'd be like, you up? Yeah. You up? You hungry? Yeah. Let's go for midnight sangies. And I will never forget midnight sangies. I loved midnight sangies because we'd all get our asses out of bed, put on, for a good portion of it, they wouldn't let us wear civilians. And It's like literally every other unit on the base was allowed to wear civilians except for our unit. And like, it was, bro, when I tell you, they're like, this is a deployment. No, it's not. This is a deployment. This is a PCS station. This is a deployment. This is a PCS station. It was like, gross. When it was the epitome of when it benefited them, it was a deployment.
Oh, of course.
Benefited them,
that's how
it was a PCS station.
That's what the officer corps does. That's how it works.
So it was like, but we would put on our PTs or whatever and go get midnight sangies.
We used to do, so when I got back to Hawaii after my second deployment, I think they had built a brand new DFAC while we were gone, right? Ooh. And this DFAC was amazing. We would go there for breakfast every once in a while. We called it the 10,000 calorie breakfast.
Nice.
Right. So we'd go like once a week or something, and because it was kind of far away from our unit. Mm-hmm. But we'd go there, and they had an entire station. Like this dude would just make you omelets to order, and this is triggered by Mustang McCracken's comment. He's talking about the omelet MRE. I never ate that thing. That thing was disgusting.
Not the MRE.
Oh, it was so bad.
But if you would go to
this DFAC was fire. It had like it was like state of the art. It was absolutely amazing.
Oh yeah,
absolutely amazing. You could get anything you wanted and as much of it as you wanted.
I wouldn't say it was that good in Romania, but it was like with the you could get the burgers or in the morning I had an omelet and oatmeal every morning. And when I was in Romania, it
Oatmeal,
was
gross.
literally the best shape I had ever been in my entire life because we had really nothing to do. So we were working out literally 3 times a day. We would do PT 3 times a day. And I was eating like so good because I'm like omelet and oatmeal every day. I think I did a salad for lunch every night. And then like, I was the
Give me
best.
2 seconds. Mrs.
Yeah.
Valhalla's calling me. 2 seconds.
Yeah. No worries. And like when I was deployed, I was in the best shape I had ever been in. It was great. I did enjoy that. And really quick, we did get a 2-month member super chat from Excited Utterance. Thank you so much, EU. I appreciate it. Happy Veterans Day to both of you. Thank you. I'll let Val see this when he comes back. But yeah, it's definitely, I mean, just like any job, there's ups and downs, there's perks, and there's negatives.
I don't know if the Army's just like any job, though. Like,
No,
the negatives
well,
on it working in the Army are pretty fucking negative. Flux.
EU says Happy Veterans Day.
Happy Veterans Day, EU. Not that you're a
Well,
veteran,
okay, so
thank you
it's definitely worse than a lot of jobs, but I'm just saying in the sense that like there are a lot of benefits and there's a lot of negatives. Like
there is definitely a lot of benefits. Like, I'm not saying it was all horrible. There
and
was a lot of fun times.
Oh my god! And so
one of the coolest things. Go ahead, finish your thought. I'm sorry, I'm cutting.
Are you sure?
Yeah, sorry.
I was gonna say I'm gonna go into a whole I don't know how long of a story because I was gonna say the Army issued me my wife because like how I met Mrs. Flux, I PCS to Fort Bliss, and she was in the other part of the little room.
Yeah.
So I'm like, we always joke. I'm like, the Army issued me when they issued me my room. They issued me my wife.
There's a saying. In the infantry at least. I don't know if it was Army wide, but the saying was, if the Army wanted you to be married, they would have issued you a wife.
Exactly. And that's I use it every time. I'm like, well, they did assign us to the same room. What did they
Close
want?
Enough.
Like,
Close
right?
enough.
I mean, Bliss was nice because Bliss had the like apartment barracks kind of where it was like 2 separate rooms and then the kitchen.
I had those in my first unit when I was in. They were brand new. They were amazing. It was a 2-person room, and you had you each had a decent sized bedroom, and then a common area with a kitchen, a little kitchenette, and like a bathroom.
Yeah, that's
what
awesome. We had.
The second unit I was in were the same barracks that were shot during the Pearl Harbor attack. Those were less awesome.
Fun. Yeah, that's my first barracks. I'm pretty sure were there since the Korean War.
Yeah, they don't like to replace buildings if they can help it.
No, I mean the locks were brand new. They had cool keypad locks, so you didn't need a card or nothing. You could just punch in a code.
I think we had keys. I think I don't remember.
But other than that, that was the only update to those barracks. I'm pretty sure there was definitely a ghost in those barracks because they would bet like my room, and this was an actual shared room. Like in Korea, we had, I mean, it was one room with 2 beds, and you had like a bathroom in it. It was absolutely shitty because it's like I have to share a room with a whole person that like, okay, that's.
You get creative.
Not super clean.
You get creative.
Oh yeah, we had our
foot lockers and you figure out how to make 2 separate spaces.
When your roommate comes in drunk at like 2 a.m. and then proceeds to spend the rest of the night vomiting on herself from being too drunk in her own bed.
I never had that problem. I was always that guy. That was me.
No, that night I ended up piecing out and going over. I texted one of my friends. I'm like, I'm coming into your, because she was a sergeant and she had like her own room. And so
usually they put E5s in their own room.
Huh?
Usually an E5 in the barracks would have their own room.
Yeah, so she was an E5, so she had her own room, which meant she had an extra bed. So I'm like, and she told me, she's like, if you ever, because she knew who my roommate was at the time, and she's like, if you ever need if you need a place to stay, here's the code to my room. Shoot me a text, so when I wake up in the morning, I'm not like super surprised that there's somebody in the bed. And so I just shot her text. I'm like, I'm taking your spare bed. I just can't tonight. And I went in, but you know, the barracks at Fort Bliss were, because we were on East Bliss and that was like brand new. Everything was the gym was brand new. The PX was brand new. Like everything was brand new. And so we had really nice barracks.
The first set I was in were pretty good.
Huh?
The first time I was in the barracks, the first unit I was in, it was pretty good.
Oh
barracks.
my gosh. Mrs. Flux, Mrs. Flux was known around the battalion for her barracks parties.
Yeah, I believe it.
Yeah,
you know what we used to do in Hawaii?
What?
We used to go to like the PX or the Class 6.
Yeah,
and they would make these big giant bales out of the cardboard that weighed like 800 pounds. They were huge. They barely fit in the back of a pickup truck. Okay. So we'd go and we'd pick up one of these bales with like 10 dudes, throw it in the back of a pickup truck, and then take it to the beach. And then when you set it on fire, that thing burns for hours.
Yo, I bet that was fun as fuck.
It was awesome. Just get hammered. It was awesome.
I'm jealous. And I always wanted Hawaii. I want to go to Hawaii so bad because, you know, growing up a SoCal girl, you know, growing up in the OC was like, all I wanted to do was go to Hawaii. But looking back, I'm like, I would still love to go to Hawaii because I just want to lay on the beach and eat fish tacos all day. Like, that's all I want. I don't want anything else. I'm not demand. All I want is to lay on the beach and eat fish tacos.
That was when it was cool. So Hawaii is a little weird, right? When you deploy or get stationed in Hawaii, when you get there, everything's amazing, right? You're in Hawaii. Everything is awesome. You want to experience as much as you can every second of the day. The problem is after like 2 months, you've experienced everything that the island has to offer.
See, but like for those of us, I grew up in SoCal, so like I grew up on the beach, and for those of us who kind of grew up on the beach, and like I feel I would be so okay with that because I don't need anything. I just want to surf and I want to sunbathe. That's it. John H 2004 says I stayed in World War II barracks at AIT at Fort Leonard Wood.
Lost in the woods.
That is where I went to basic training in AIT.
That's where my old man went to basic training.
I was in we were in trailer barracks. I didn't even get real barracks in basic training. I got trailer barracks in basic training. And then the best part was after basic training, we graduate, yay, awesome, parents leave, pack up your shit and walk across the street. Those buildings are your barracks right there for AIT. I'm like, we were the last. So each class, we were called trucks. Like, that's just what our class was called. So like we were 46 truck. The ones before us were 45 truck. The ones after us were, 47 truck or whatever. We were the last truck to go through the old barracks at Fort Leonard Wood.
That's
right. The class after us got the brand new spaceship barracks.
That sucks.
I'm like, okay, so I go.
At that point, you're going through basic training, and you can see the brand new barracks.
We can see these brand new barracks.
Damn near completely done. Oh, that would suck. What a mind fuck.
And then, well, you know what was even worse? Because how the classes are, the next class was, I think, like 2 or 3 weeks behind us. So we see them as they're being loaded up into these brand new fucking fancy ass spaceship barracks. And we're in we're in barracks they're solid. You know, it's a nice building. But I was also in a room with, like, again, 12 other females. And I'm like,
yeah, I'd imagine you in a barracks room full of females would be making that motion quite a bit.
No, because at the time,
got her.
No, at the time. So when I was in, right, it was actually when I was in AIT that Don't Ask, Don't Tell got repealed.
Oh, really?
Like, I remember the day I was like, it was breakfast. We were sitting in the DFAC, and in AIT, they at least like had, what was it, the AFN on?
Yeah, Armed Forces
so we
Network.
could at least get, like, the Armed News Network, so we could at least get some
the most
news.
Propaganda channel on the planet.
And they were like, they were showing, you know, all this, you know, commenting on Don't Ask, Don't Tell. I remember a bunch of, like, guys being like, I'm so glad that I'm allowed to be myself now. And there was this one female in particular. What?
Sorry, I pushed the wrong button.
Oh, that's all right.
Yeah.
There was one female in particular that I'm like, she 100% you knew which team she was playing for, and 100% you knew who she was trying to.
There was
and she
dudes that were very obvious.
She comes running in the room. Oh my God, did you hear it? And mind you, I wasn't even out to myself yet.
I was going to ask you that, actually.
No, in AIT, I was still like, no, I can't. No, I can't do this. I can't do this. No.
That was like, before Flux accepted that boobs.
That was awesome. Before Flux accepted that lady kisses are just better.
Agreed.
Lady kisses.
I'll agree with that.
But
wholeheartedly.
But so she comes running. And she's like, did you? And I was just like, I don't care. Like, cool. And she's like, but now everybody gets to, like, come out. And I was like, that's cool.
She knew.
And then I think she was like, so you want to talk to me? And I was just like, that's cool. I'm like, cool beans, that's fun. And then she goes running out. And of course, everybody in the room, because you can sense when somebody's like feels a certain way about a person, they're all like, ha, 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 you have a friend, Flux. And I'm like, guys, I just want to make it out of AIT, out of these shitty barracks. I just want to make it through AIT. I was too busy trying to, like, pass AIT to worry about any of that shit.
I was young and surprisingly effective, even with my body build. I've always been a bigger dude, right? I've always had a belly. I've always, like, literally every single tape test or every single weigh-in tape, I had to get taped.
Seriously?
Every one.
Wow.
After I taped, it was fine. Like, I never failed a tape test, but I always. So the Army has height and weight requirements, standards.
It's
and
bullshit.
If you weigh more than you're supposed to at an allotted height, then you have to get a body fat tape measurement percentage thing. So I was always heavy, always. So then I have to go get taped to make sure my body fat's under a certain percentage for my weight.
It's such a bullshit because the measurements are like.
The best part though was, like, I ran cross country in high school. I ran track, cross country. I wrestled. I swam. I was very athletic in high school. Not like I was a stud or anything, but like I was one of the best runners in the unit. Like, I was top 5 always, no matter where I was at in my Army career in the running thing. Nobody could fuck with me. Like, oh, you're fat boy. Oh yeah, you want to race for 5 miles? I'm gonna win.
Nice.
Yeah, they couldn't really say shit. They couldn't.
See, and that's like, I was a good runner before I got hurt, but funny, at my first duty station, literally within the first, because I got there in November. And so in January, my command, like, somebody wanted to go for a run in January while there was, like, ice all over the place. And like, it's so smart, right? You know, they were like, unless it's -10, we're doing PT outside. And I'm like, why? Like, just why? And I'm pretty sure that's why I developed Raynaud's. And I'm pretty sure, because, like, literally, they would not let us do PT inside unless it was -10.
Where would you do PT inside at?
Like the day rooms and shit. Or at the gym.
Oh, we didn't get those days ever. We got to play basketball once for PT.
Yeah, but when you're going for a run and it's like -4 or 5 out and like the icicles are forming on your eyelashes and there's like ice on the ground that you can slip on, it's like, maybe we should like just go to the gym today. Maybe that should be a thing. But no. And then like I tore my meniscus and like and I couldn't run for a long time. And it really, like, I used to run all the time through high school. And, like, I ran all the time. And then after that, it hurt. Because, of course, they didn't fix it. They're like, you just need ibuprofen and Advil.
Ibuprofen, Advil, and drink water.
2 weeks. Ugh.
Also, in Hawaii, we didn't really have to worry about the ice thing. So that wasn't
I was going to say, does it get that cold in Hawaii?
No.
Because this was in, like, Korea gets cold.
Like, always between like 70 and 100 in Hawaii. Always.
That would be amazing.
It was.
That's what I want. So I have I have a cold weather injury. I have Raynaud's disease.
What the hell is that?
Raynaud's disease is essentially your fingers and toes being over dramatic. And if you get even a little cold, your blood vessels are like, we're freezing to death. And like does the whole thing where it starts draining the blood from your limbs to try and pull it into the areas.
Oh, so no.
Your fingers and toes will lose all blood and go completely white. You lose all feeling. And it's almost as if like it hurts. It feels really, huh?
I'm sure it hurts.
And it feels really weird. And the best way I can describe it is just how it was described to me, a dead person's foot. Because there's like the toes, there's no blood there.
Like that scene in Mr. Deeds when he's poking
it's not. It's not black.
Well, right. He stabs it with the fire.
If the blood didn't... It's the black foot!
Oh, why would you do that? You're sick. I'm just kidding. It's fine.
And then when she's under I'm sending in the black foot. She's like, no, you gotta grab it.
Oh, it's such a good movie.
Oh, I haven't seen that movie in a minute. That's a good one.
That is a good
But
movie.
no, like they'll turn white. And then typically in about anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes, like the blood will start return. You got to try and like warm up and like the blood will start to return again.
Well,
this meant,
go ahead.
I was going to say this meant per my Army profile, I could not do PT outside if it was under 65 degrees.
Outstanding.
So when I went to...
That is such a good profile.
Bro, it was... Because, so first of all, because it is really painful and it does suck when they go, it can be very dangerous because you can start to get really bad repercussions if like the blood doesn't go back to the limb.
A profile is basically a doctor's note saying that you can get out of this Army thing because of a medical reason.
Limiting your abilities.
Right. For example, well, here's one. For example, a lot of the black guys in my unit would get shaving profiles because if they shaved, they would get bumps. They would get folliculitis real bad. So they would go to the medic and be like, hey, this shit hurts. I don't want to do this anymore. And the medic or the doctor would be like, okay, you can have a beard a 1/4 inch long or a 1/2 inch long. And then these guys, some of these dudes, you'd be walking around with full beards on their face. You're like, what the hell is this about?
Right? It's like, that is totally not according to your profile. Or like I had a different profile because at one point when I did get to Fort Bliss, I'm like, I have to just pass my PT test because I was up for my specialist. So I'm like, I just have to pass my PT test and then I'll go to the doctor and then I'll figure out what's wrong with me. I just got to push through the PT test first.
I would have definitely not taken that PT test.
Oh, I wanted to get my specialist and they wouldn't give it to me if I didn't pass a PT test. So I pushed through, barely made it through my, like, just barely made it through my run. Finally go to the doctor and he started pushing on my hip. He go, and oh God, I did not, it hurt. He goes, I'm actually gonna, or because I was only in there for my knee because my meniscus was still fucked up. And he's like, I'm going to do a CAT scan from the waist down. And I'm like, no. I just want to fix my knee right now. You're going to find a whole bunch of other shit if you look. Like, just look at my knee right now. We don't need to look at my hips. Turned out I had like stress fractures in both my hips, both my knees, and like real bad shin splints and stuff. And he was like, how are you walking? I'm like, we're in the Army. How do I not, like, how do I not walk?
You don't have a choice.
And so I was on what's known as a dead man's profile. Oh, they would not even, I could not even walk for PT. Like, you know how the not runners walk? If you can't run, the Army will let you walk. Well, if you can't walk, they make you sit and do stretchers or go swimming. Like the amount, like I would just either for PT, I would go upstairs to the like unit gym and I would do stretches, but I couldn't lift any weights. I couldn't do anything because my lower body was so fucked up from like all the ruck marches and everything in Korea. They were like, you got to just take a break. He was the only nice doctor that I ever found in the military. He was some major that he was only covering for my PT person.
Did I tell you my wisdom teeth story?
Oh God, no.
Okay. So right before I got out of the Army, right when I was clearing, I wanted to get my wisdom teeth pulled through dental before I got out, right?
Why would you do that?
Because I just needed it done. I didn't want to pay for it afterwards. I just needed it done. No big deal. So I go to the dentist in Hawaii, and this little bitty Filipino girl, she couldn't have been more than like, she couldn't have been 5'2". She couldn't have been. She was tiny. She was probably under 5 foot. She was a little bitty thing, right? And she's going through the risk assessment with me that they got to go through with everybody or whatever. She's like, there is a chance. She gets through the whole thing, you know, you could possibly die, worst case scenario, blah, 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 you know. So she's telling me, she's like, there is a chance that I could break your jaw by pulling these teeth out. And I just gave her this look, right? And she looked at me and she goes, I don't think that's going to happen. You're pretty husky. Like, bitch, what does husky mean? I was so offended. I laughed my ass off.
I mean, you should take it as a compliment. Like, she can break other guys' jaws, but she can't break your jaw.
I don't think husky is a compliment, Flux.
I might have to agree with you. Have I told you that I don't have wisdom teeth, so I never had to deal with that?
I only had 3. One of them was.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So that was a plus.
I'm missing 5 teeth in total. All 4 wisdoms and then 1 adult tooth. Here, it just never came in.
It's a genetic feat.
It's a genetic thing. Like, I don't remember how common it is, but typically people only are missing like 1 to 2. But nope, didn't get any of my wisdom teeth and didn't get an adult tooth right here. I'm so thankful. I'm so thankful because like
that shit hurt.
Especially from the Army. Like the Army doesn't put you to sleep. They just numb the fuck out of you.
Yeah, I was very much awake.
Yeah, they just numb the shit out of you and they don't put you to sleep. And I'm like, nope. I was so happy when I walked into that dentist at the age of like, I don't know, I think it was like 21 or 22. And I'm like, look, when I was little, my dentist said if I didn't get them by this point, I would never get them. Are they there? And she looks and she goes, you've never got them? And I'm like, no, are they there? And she goes, you're sure you've never got it? I'm like, yeah, I'm probably sure. I'm pretty sure I would know.
I'm not lying to you, bitch.
Right? I'm like, why? Is that it? Like, am I trying to impress you by saying I've never had, like, why would I lie about that?
I'm not lying about my mutant abilities. It is what it is.
And to prove, like, so I was like, yeah. And so at the time, I had my baby tooth until I was 28. Because it was strong. Like, because I had no adult.
It was strong.
Because I had no adult tooth under it, it compensated for that fact. And the roots were really strong and there was nothing pushing it out.
Right.
So, yeah. So I could have kept it forever. But you know what? The Army's a fucked hard and I hate them so fucking much because I had a problem. And I'm like, my tooth hurts. I can't sleep. I can't do anything. And they're like, it's this baby tooth that needs to come out. I'm like, no, it's not that tooth. It's the tooth in front of it that hurts. And they're like, no, it's the baby tooth that's making that tooth hurt. And I'm like, I don't understand. And they're like, we're the dentist. Trust us. And I'm like, fine. They yank it out. I lose my baby tooth at 28 years old that still had the root. And that's, you know what? The tooth pain didn't stop. It was the tooth in front of it, and I needed a root canal, but they didn't. And so I lost my baby tooth for no reason.
That's funny.
Oh Lord! I guess
that's military. That's military service right there.
But to be fair, a civilian doctor, dentist.
Pull up Stephen Cooper's comment. It was her strong tooth.
It was my strong tooth.
Take my strong hand. Oh, that's so
God,
good.
That's a good one.
That's so good.
But no, like I want to say last year I was having real bad jaw pain and I'm like, I'm pretty sure I have lockjaw and like some jaw pain, like jaw issues. I go to the dentist and I'm like, it's in my jaw.
Good thing you like girls, because never mind.
See, sorry. And here's the kicker. I hate things in my mouth. I can't do it. I can't do things in my mouth. And
maybe that's why you're a lesbian.
Exactly, you know? And that's what everybody's, because like anytime I hate when like even when I had the tooth pulled and I had to keep gauze in my mouth, I'm like, I don't want this in my mouth. I hate it in my mouth. I can't deal with it. I need to get this out of my mouth. And it's like, no, it's gauze. It's kind of stopping the bleeding. You got to leave it in. And it's like, I hate having things in my mouth. I don't like it. But like the civilian dentist I went to, she was like, oh, this tooth is infected. I'm like, are you sure it's the tooth? Because like, it feels like the hinge. I'm pretty sure it's the hinge. And she goes, no, it looks like this might have a cavity and it's probably causing an infection. And I'm like, might and probably. Let me just trust you because again, I can only tell you, this is why I don't trust doctors, because literally every time I've had an issue, I've been right about it about my own body, where I'm like, it's the hinge of my jaw. It's not like, so she takes the tooth. They're like, we can do a root canal or we can do a removal. And I'm like, well, fuck, I don't want a root canal because it's just going to come back later. Just take the tooth. It's my very back molar, whatever. It didn't solve the jaw pain because I'm pretty sure I fucking lockjaw and she didn't. And I'm like, the pain bounces between sides. Like it's really severe on this side, but sometimes it's on this side. And like, I get the pot and she's like, no, it's a tooth infection. It's a tooth infection that's infecting your jawline. It's infecting the jaw muscle. And I'm like, I still know. Here we are a year later. And I'm like, I still have the jaw pain. Thankfully, because I did my own research and I looked up lockjaw and like how to deal with jaw pain. I can manage the pain myself.
How did you get? Doesn't lockjaw mean you like literally can't lose your jaw or move your jaw?
No, it's so it like has to do with like the hinges,
fibrous or something, right? And it can't like move anymore.
Yeah, so I can open my mouth to a certain point and then to Like, you know how you can open your mouth to a certain point, then you can kind of unhinge your jaws to open it a bit bigger?
Giggity.
Giggity. But like it's the hinges where
Okay.
so like I take Tylenol and anti-inflammatory stuff and I keep ice on it, and eventually after a couple days the pain will go away, and then I'm good until I have another flare up, and then I manage it myself. And I'm like, fuck doctors, I've lost 2 teeth now to fucking dentists that are telling me that I have these fucking like tooth infections that isn't solving the fucking issue.
Stop going to the dentist, y'all. That's Fluxx's advice.
After that last dentist, and she was like, it's infected, it needs to be removed, and that's what's causing your pain. And 3 days after I had the tooth removed and the pain was still so great, I had to eat ice cream for about a month.
Oh, poor you. That must have been horrible.
I mean, it sucks, but I also realized at that point I'm not lactose intolerant anymore. I used to be lactose intolerant and I couldn't do dairy, but I was at the point where like I'm hungry and I need to eat something, but I can't open my jaw. I could not open my jaw to get a chicken nugget in my mouth. Like I could not open for a nugget.
That's not that much.
No, I couldn't. And so when I went to her and I'm like,
you saying that you ate ice cream for a month, Mrs. Valhalla was just like, oh, I need to get lockjaw immediately.
I mean, no, because it sucks. Like it was terrible. But again, like I'm at the point now where I understand the pain and I can manage the pain by myself. Because fuck the dentist.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, not to mention, in Poland in 2017, I broke a piece of my, like, it's my genetics. I have shit teeth for genetics. Like, unfortunately, no matter how well I try to take care of them, my genetics are just, like, terrible teeth. So, like, I don't remember what I was eating, but I had broken a piece of my back molar off. Like, there's a whole ass chunk and a hole in it. And ever since 2017, no one will fix it. I've gone to several dentists, and they're like, it's akin to breaking your fingernail. Huh?
Chat.
Oh, Legal Vices. Thank you for the 5,000 won. What's up, Jeff? How's it going? Oh, we get to hang out tonight. We get to hang out over at Megan Fox's stream. Happy VD.
Why'd you go there with it? Why'd you go the VD route?
That is the best. Thank you, Jeff. Happy VD to you too. Oh Lord. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. That's funny. I have to go on Megan Fox's tonight at 10, and I don't know how I'm gonna survive.
At 10 p.m.?
10 p.m.
How did she talk you into that?
She told me to just take a nap.
Did you?
No. Well, I figure we'll probably wrap it up here pretty soon, so I can like take a quick 30 minute couch nap.
Even if we got off right now, you're not taking a nap between now and 10. You have an hour. That's not happening.
I know, and I only
here's your better option, Flux.
What's my better option?
You need to go get a Monster.
I have one.
I know you do.
Okay.
I know you do. You need to go get a Monster. You need to slam it, and then we just need to keep the energy high all the way to Megan's stream.
See, but Jeff's here, and you're here, and like my energy's already up.
That's what I'm saying. You're not stopping.
Not only that, I've had like a whole shot glass worth of alcohol. So, I mean, that's
big time for Flux.
Woot woot. I'm actually like, wait, am I? No. It's making me really hot though. Like I am super.
It's because you're wearing a Carhartt stocking hat in your house for no reason.
Yeah, but I don't have an actual hat that I could put on within arm's reach.
Just show your big forehead.
I hate my forehead.
Oh, look, your part's all good and everything. Dang.
I've got and it's not good right now because
Well, it's not center,
didn't
but it's a good part.
I slept with my braids in last night, and I didn't redo them, so they're like super frizzy today. But if I were to unpart it, I definitely have a widow's peak. It's always hard to try and part the widow's peak because I'm like, what side does it go to?
That makes sense. I get that. I don't have to worry about it. No widow's peak.
You know what they call the skin on your forehead, don't you? Oh, this is your foreskin? Is that what is it foreskin? Forehead skin? I must be feeling a little bit of the alcohol because I don't think I would say that otherwise.
You were demonstrating your plug-in in its loose cavity earlier with no problem.
That's fair. That's a fair point. But it was an accurate representation. It wasn't inaccurate at all. It was 100% accurate to the microphone.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It sure was. Oh. I agree. I wholeheartedly agree. Lori Ingalls, that's good. Little House on the Prairie. I get that.
What?
That's good.
Did you ever watch the actual show Little House on the Prairie back in the day?
Yeah. That was reruns when every day I was sick. I was sick a lot as a kid because I really didn't like going to school.
See, and being a homeschooler, like, you know, the Christian homeschooling and all that, like,
oh yeah, that's friendly.
We were all about Little House on the Prairie. I was all of what was the mean girl's name? Nellie? Fuck Nellie. I just remember her being such a little bitch.
She was kind of a bitch, wasn't she? She was always causing issues.
She was like a little hoe.
She was like the bully.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was like, why did Minnesota Prairie just look like Southern California?
Look just like Southern California. Minnesota Prairie?
I'm trying to understand what this means.
Was that show supposed to be in Minnesota? There's no way. That wasn't in Minnesota. I'm missing something.
Oh, I see. So, well, because they were supposed to be like headed west, right? Like they were on the trail headed west where they settled. I don't remember. I guess it was supposed to be Minnesota.
Was it really? That's ridiculous. I always thought that was in like the Southwest.
Yeah, I was going to say, I thought that was definitely more west and south.
I promise you that was not a Minnesota. That blows my mind. That's the first time I've ever heard that. And now I'm sad because that makes the entire show garbage, in my opinion.
I remember.
You just ruined a childhood memory, right? Chat. Thanks. I appreciate that.
You can't film in Minnesota?
Then why would you set your story in Minnesota?
Wait, is that like a law? Like no one is allowed to film in Minnesota? Like anything? Because that would be interesting. That there's a whole ass state that doesn't allow any type of like. Were there any prairies even left at that?
Yeah, Oklahoma, Nebraska.
There are actually a lot of prairies, and especially in
Minnesota's
California.
Not a prairie. It's not.
Huh?
Minnesota's not a prairie. It's still wooded and hilly.
In California, they have a bunch of tulip prairies, which they're beautiful and blue.
Oh, I imagine.
Yeah. See, no film industry. Okay. Hollywood is. Yeah, but sometimes they film outside. Although it is really funny because sorry, I had a bubble. As a Southern Californian, it's funny to see movies and TV shows that are supposed to take place in other states, and you see cups like In-N-Out cups or something like that, and you're like, In-N-Out's to the west. I don't know why an East Coast show would have. I'm pretty sure it was an Office episode. No, it wasn't The Office. I can't remember, but it was some East Coast show that had a In-N-Out cup in it one time, and I'm like, you guys suck for continuity.
You messed up. There was
Oh,
there was one scene in
The Bachelor.
nope, the Song of Ice
Romeo
and
and Juliet.
Fire. What's the show called?
What?
The Song of Ice and Fire. The
Game of Thrones.
Thank you,
That
Game
was
of
the
Thrones.
Starbucks cup.
Yes, that's what I was gonna say.
That whole
Apparently, that
last
was Sansa
season.
Stark. That was her fault.
Oh yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it was somewhat, but either way, it's like they cared so little about that show in its final season that it's like you couldn't even be bothered to edit it and like really watch it
I have a theory
before you
about
put it
that,
out there.
actually.
You have a theory about
I
that?
do
You
have a
think it was
theory
done
about
on
that.
purpose?
I don't know if it was done on purpose, but George R. R. Martin has yet to write the final season. I don't think he knows what to do. I think he's published several books since his. I think he's written five of the written five of the Game of Thrones books, and we've been waiting for the next version, the next series. And I don't think he knows what he's supposed to do. I think he has no idea how to resolve this. Go ahead.
You want to hear my theory?
I sure do.
He's already written it and finished everything, but he's not going to release until after he's dead. So that one, nobody can yell at him for shit, and two, it's going to be that much more iconic and legendary because he's dead.
So, and this was another theory that I had as well, right? This is another thing. Like, I'm on the same page. I know what you're talking about. I don't know if he's waiting until he's dead. I think that could be a thing, but I think he's trying to put out as much content as possible before he releases the Game of Thrones, because then after that, nobody's really going to care. Right? Because he's put out like 4 books, Flux, since the last Game of Thrones books. He's put out like 4 books.
Yeah, but
I have them all. It's so frustrating.
But everybody still only is waiting for the Game of Thrones books. I don't think that'll work. I think it doesn't matter how many books he puts out between now and then. I think people are always going to care and want that Game of Thrones book.
That's what I'm saying. He's attempting to publish as much works as possible. Before,
I see.
Yes.
He's hoping for that.
Yes.
Okay.
He's just putting out as much stuff as he can before the end of the story. Because look at J.K. Rowling. Look at J.K. Rowling, and she put out works after the fact. Nobody cared. They weren't nearly as big of a deal as book 7 was of the Harry Potter story.
I'm trying to think of like if I've never even read the Harry Potter books, so I guess I can't really talk. Bro, Christian homeschooled.
Shame on you.
Death and witchcraft and villainy. Huh?
Avada Kedavra. The deaths.
I mean, Mrs. Fluxx showed me all the movies. But because I was growing up, I was not allowed.
Read the books.
Okay.
Read the books.
I'm pretty sure we have all of them because Mrs. Fluxx read them all.
You have them all and you've never read them?
There are so many I need a bathroom
break.
There are so many other things to read and so many other things to watch other than the Harry Potter books. Guys, I can't be wrong, and Val's gonna have to agree with me on this.
How dare you, Flux?
I don't have enough time right now between everything going on in the life. I feel like Harry Potter books are not gonna be on the top of list of to-dos. I feel like there are several other books that I would prefer to spend my time on than the Harry Potter books at the moment. I understand they're amazing and they're written well. But as a adult, they're just, I still need to finish.
Nope. Unacceptable.
I still need to finish Steve's book. I still haven't finished Death Penalty and Debates. Not yet, because I put it on the back burner.
Well, we're not going to talk about that right now because I haven't finished it
I still want to get... I still want to get Megan Fox's books and read her books because
Here's what you're gonna do, Flux. You're gonna go get the first iteration, the first book of the Harry Potter series.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna go put it in your bathroom. That's what you're gonna do. You're gonna put it on the toilet tank or the shelf or whatever the hell you got up there, right?
Okay.
You're gonna start reading it when you're on the toilet.
Instead of scrolling through all the things.
Yes. Leave your phone out of the bathroom and read the Harry Potter book.
Oh my God, I did that a little while ago and I'm like, what do I do with myself? I'm like, what did we do before? Quick, where's the soap bottle?
What did people in the 80s do ever? I don't understand how they existed.
See, but here's the thing. Like, I don't understand how they existed, but also at the same time, there's just so, like, I cannot tell you the amount of times that Mrs. Flux and I will, because we like records, we have a record player, we'll put on a record and just sit and listen to music and kind of like just listen to music and kind of hang out or whatever. And like, this is what life was supposed to be like before all electronics. But it's like,
when life was good.
Oh,
I might have to let my dog out. She's being
I was gonna say I gotta wrap it up because I gotta do some things and get a monster and do all that. Are you gonna show up at Mom's tonight?
I don't have a link, so I'm gonna go with no at the moment. I was not invited to the party that you're going to.
I will. Well, you gotta at least show up in the chat.
Oh, well, maybe. We'll see.
Okay.
We'll see. I might have plans already. I don't know.
You don't have any plans. Come and hang out.
Shut up, Flux. Dang, that was mean. Call me out in front of everybody in chat. That was just
You're
mean.
hanging out with us. We're not hipsters. It's just we really like the way vinyl sounds against the needle. Records. Oh! So, what this whole stream was about, kind of to begin with, how we're doing the rewind. In March of 2023, March of this year, for the first time since 1987, vinyls outsold CDs. Records outsold CDs for the first time since 1987 this year.
They still make CDs?
I guess.
Why?
I don't know, but apparently they're still making them, but apparently records have taken back over, which I'm like, sometimes more technology isn't better.
Records don't sound good. They sound old. Digital sound is far superior to anything we've ever experienced in the music world. As horrible as
Bye, Val.
As horrible as that is to your hipster ears, vinyl doesn't sound quality. It's not a quality sound. It's not a nostalgia thing. It's a cool effect.
It's not about having the best and most crisp sounding stereotype. It's about the actual music and it's about the music. It's not about the quality. I don't know how to say it.
So if a band that started after records, right, and has never recorded on vinyl, like in their lifetime, vinyl was never a technology that was used, should they not be on vinyl?
Every band does vinyl.
Well, but it's not about the
every band does vinyl because it's better. There's not one band that you can't get a vinyl record on.
There's lots of bands that don't do vinyl.
There's probably lots of small bands, but mostly these
small bands. That's what Flux requires of a band to be good. No. They must have a vinyl set.
No. I mean, because vinyls have made a resurgence, because people like the sound better. It's not about having the most. When you go to a concert, you're not getting beautiful, crystal clear music.
Agreed.
You're getting like.
I'm not saying that it's not unique, but unique isn't always good. That's all I'm saying.
Jeff says it. It's 3-dimensional sound. It has depth. Yes. Because from the record, you're getting what the needle is doing. You're picking up the bumps, the vibrations from the bumps in the needle.
I get the appeal. I have a record collection, a small one. I have a small record collection.
Suck. CDs aren't better.
CDs sound better, but
no, they don't.
They don't last. That's the problem with CDs. They're a temporary holding space for music.
Yeah, record so I have Mrs. Flux and I have a record collection, and every year on our anniversary we get each other a new record. My favorite.
You're so gay. I love you.
I'm so gay.
You're so
One
gay.
of my favorite records is My Chemical Romance, Welcome to the Black Parade. CDs. Wait, what did Jeff say? CDs are not small records, you fuckwit.
Who said that?
I don't know. Either way, I love when Jeff says fuckwit. And I love when Jeff says
he's calling me a
fuck.
fuckwit, but I never said anything like that. I don't
Oh, he's I like when he says off you fuck. That's like my favorite phrase.
Off you fuck?
Off you fuck.
Off you fuck.
Like off you fuck. Like fuck off.
Yeah, I get it.
But it's better.
Okay.
Oh my god. This is what I've been saying since day I'm actually 92.
That is well known.
Yeah, I'm actually 92. And I mean, to prove it, I got the hip surgery and everything under my belt to prove it. But yeah, no, I'm actually 92. Valhalla says he has a small record collection.
Yeah, I have a
you have a small
amount
see,
of
my
records
collection's big.
in my collection. No, mine all fits in a milk crate.
No, mine is way too big for a milk crate. I mean, I have a full chest because
yeah, you do.
Mine's so big. Oh my goodness. Mr. John with a $2 super chat. Thank you so much for the $2. Bring back the 8-track. I think 8 tracks would be fun. I think those were fun.
Then just listen to a cassette.
And Unhung Hero, Vinyl is turning the frogs gay. Yep, it's turning the frogs gay.
Vices, I think I understand. My small records, like you're saying it was a CD. I have a CD collection as well.
Phrasing. Oh wait, where did it go? Uncle Buck. Oh, by the way, I'm allowed to call him Uncle Buck. This is Uncle Buck.
How'd you get permission for that?
Because I'm awesome, and that's Uncle Buck.
All right. I'll agree.
Oh, and did you see this? Real quick, thank you so much, Uncle Buck, for pointing this out. I do have over on my other monitor, my YouTube. When you have the YouTube chat, now YouTube lets you know, you can't show it on StreamYard, but YouTube lets you know that let's celebrate Mr. John's first ever super chat. Yay! I don't know if it's the first ever on my channel or first ever on it says first on a live stream. So I feel so honored.
That's an option in studio now. Yeah. Now you can.
How do I do that? I'll have to figure out how to do that. Because thank you so much for the first ever super chat. I feel special that I popped the cherry on that one. I got
it, Jeff. I got it. It was a leap because that wasn't what I meant to say. That's all. I have record collection. It is small in quantity. I also have a large CD collection that's sitting in the loft of the attic. I get the joke. It just wasn't that funny, bro.
The gentleman doth protest too much.
It wasn't that funny.
All right, we gotta wrap it up, guys, because I want to do a couple things before I'm going over to Megan Fox's tonight. Guys, join me over there 10 p.m. Megan Fox, medium smart internet mom, the writer, not the thumbs. We're doing part Megan. 2. She's awesome. She's awesome. And did you see? So she's been covering this whole trial, right?
Yeah.
The verdict dropped at 1:30. She had to leave at 1:20.
I was there for the verdict. I saw it all.
I'm like, oh, that like, oh. But 10 p.m. Head over to Megan Fox's. We're going to be doing the dependency. Jeff will be there, I'm pretty sure. Chandler, MG Law. I think Nick is going to be there. Nick Starro. Nicholas. Or Animal, as his new nickname is. It's a long story. I'll explain it to you. It's a long story. It's just
Is it the picture that looks like me?
No.
Okay,
no.
Good.
But guys, also tomorrow morning we will be doing Minecraft in the morning. So that's always fun. And I have a Minecraft server. It's an actual House of Flux Minecraft server. You guys can go over and play on it and build stuff. And I started a house there and it was already like partially destroyed by people, which is kind of funny. And then somebody put a very slanderous sign on my house.
Does it say you killed Jeff?
It was a very slanderous sign.
What's it say?
I destroyed it and put no soup for you.
What
so now
did
it says
it
no
say?
soup. It said something very defamatory.
Oh, okay. Not YouTube friendly.
It will be the regular Jerks. Minecraft morning with Mrs. Flux night in our own world. I might jump on the server tonight to kind of, maybe work trying to rebuild the stairs to my. Huh?
Check your house for graffiti.
Check my house for more graffiti. But yeah, so if you want access to the Minecraft server and to play in the House of Flux server, the code is in my Discord, which that is linked on my channel. I have to start putting like the links in the descriptions and shit, which I don't ever do. I don't ever put like a description. Sometimes I do, but not really ever. I need to. But yes, on the community page in my YouTube, you will find the link to my Discord. Take that, and you'll find the thing pinned. Ayo! Speak of the devil, and he shall appear. Is. I was literally just talking about you.
She was.
I think you're gonna come hang out over at Megan Fox's in about a half hour. So, on that note, yes, we got to take off, guys. I will see you all over at Megan Fox's tonight. If not, I'll see you tomorrow morning. And guys, have an excellent night. Have an excellent weekend. And don't forget, be excellent to each other.
Also, you should check me out. Because,
Oh, yeah. Sorry, Val. Sorry. I completely
everybody, for the most part, you should know who I am.
Everybody go to Val's channel.
I'm now on Instagram. No, I'm not. What am I on? Twitter.
I'm on Twitter now.
Jesus.
Are you on Instagram?
No, I'm not. _@ Valhalla Awaits. Go check me out. Follow me.
Yeah. Follow him on the Twitters because he jumped off the cliff with the rest of us.
Yeah.
It was like, if everybody's jumping off a cliff, are you going to? Val said, yup.
Yep. I'm following all my friends straight into the.
He is now one of us, and you can laugh at all the like Twitter drama that happens. I'm so excited for you. You're being introduced to a whole new world.
I commented on an Elon Musk tweet today.
You what?
I commented on an Elon Musk tweet today.
Oh.
He said something along the lines of "Happy Veterans Day. Thank you for saving the world." And I said, "Thank you for saving the First Amendment." So that's where I'm at.
Nice.
That's where we're at.
So everybody, go over to Valhalla Wait. Subscribe to his YouTube channel. Follow him on Twitter, but not Instagram because he doesn't have one of those.
I don't.
And all this stuff. Twitter, I'm House of Flux everywhere. And yeah, guys, be excellent to each other.
Happy Veterans Day.
Happy Veterans Day. And happy veterans to all the veterans in my chat and on replay. And yeah, bye, guys. Have a great night. We'll see you soon.
Later, chat.